Alrighty, what is going on everyone? And today I am very excited to announce my guest is a very talented singer and songwriter. Everyone please welcome Tom from Crush++. How are you today, man?
I am good. Sunday, it's 7:30 here. What time is it there?
It is 11:30 a.m. This is also the 24th of April. 24th of February. So you're on the 23rd.
What the hell? How did that happen? Well, that's strange. So
Yeah.
You've seen more than I have.
Yeah, get ready for it.
Okay. Oh, it's bad. It's coming my way, and it's not good.
I don't know. We had some storms yesterday, so maybe they'll come over your end.
Okay. It was beautiful out today. It felt like the first day of spring, which was really nice.
You even wrote a song about that. I don't know if we're going to mention that band at all, but
How'd you know about that? But okay, we'll see if we get there.
I do my research.
That's fun. Wow.
So yeah, how long has Crush++ been a band? Because I know about the other band, but I don't really know the timeline from when. Can we say the name of the band or?
It's funny because we're already mentioning it, and I know that people on the internet are smart and they will find it. But actually, let's maybe not. They can have their fun and they can go down that pipeline and they can try to find it. But to answer your question, when we were going in to record Power Pleasure, we were still that band.
Right.
But I believe we wanted like to change our name. We changed our name at the studio, but our two singles prior to that were written for that previous band. So they sound quite different from Power Pleasure. We weren't sure if we wanted to release those songs or not because they're so different, but we decided to. So yeah, the short answer is we were a band previously, and in the studio we decided to change our name and become a new thing.
Yeah. Are the two singles Just Watching Movies and You Stop Showing?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that was originally for Redacted.
Yeah. And I was one of the no voters. I was someone who was saying, yeah, I was someone who said that it's just like too different, I guess. I'm really glad we put them out. I'm really glad I got talked out of that. I love those songs, but they're definitely different. And they had a different sort of like songwriting process than what we did on Power Pleasure. But yeah, I'm glad the guys talked me into it. I'm glad we put that stuff out. But yeah, those songs are super old and they were completely written for that other project. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really like, well, honestly, I really like all the songs. But yeah, I really like Just Watching Movies. It's such a catchy song, and it's annoying because the chorus, I can't hit that note, like the main belt in it. So yeah, when I'm driving in the car, I'm always singing like up until that, and then I kind of just like hum my way through it. But yeah, I really like the song.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and like I feel that like the vocal stylings between that song and Power Pleasure I feel are kind of different. Whereas in our previous band, I did more of like a scream singing thing. When we were doing Power Pleasure, I wanted to have more of a clean sound. I don't know if I really achieved that. I think I did. I think there's less of that like scream singy thing, but I feel you because there was also, like a change for me as well,
Yeah, so how long have you been singing for? Like either professionally or just sort of like when you were younger?
Yeah, so I've sang all my life. Since elementary school, I was doing like chorus and things of that nature, and I never stopped. I think I'm a guitar player first, personally. I love playing guitar and I love songwriting. Well, I sang in the other project too. I played instruments in the studio, but I didn't play them live. But I've sung since I was young, but I don't think I'm like a singer, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like I have to practice a lot with Crush because we're doing things and you want to sound nice, and that's been a trial. But yeah, I've been singing that long, but I don't really feel like a singer, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you're a really good singer, either with the screaming, the shouting, the singing. Like, I really like it, and I'm not saying all this to, blow smoke up your ass or anything like that.
Oh, thank you, please.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah, as someone that isn't really a singer and isn't really like a screamer, like I do screaming, but it's one of those things where like the way I do it isn't, I don't know if it's the right way of doing it. I was never kind of like taught, but my voice is still good now. But the problem is that I can't get like the strength and like the loudness with it. So did you get much training with like screaming and stuff like that, or are you kind of self-taught?
No, I'm self-taught. So in that previous band, I did screaming as well, and like my vocal cords would bleed. It was rough. It was so bad. It was really rough back then, and just trial by error. And I'm not much better at it now. Like I'll just be straight up. Maybe I've definitely made strides because my vocal cords don't bleed anymore. And like I'm able to play a set and still have a voice the next day, which is nice. That wasn't a thing in the past. This is just recently in the band, and I know this is like this is probably very frowned upon by like I bet a lot of other bands would tell us don't do this, but we've kind of been like interested in the whole Slipknot like vocal approach where
Right.
I like Slipknot. I don't know everything about them, and I only know like some of their bigger songs, but I believe that like in their earlier years, like Corey would like shred his vocal cords to try to get the most like, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but if you know about this, I believe that like he would like shred his vocal cords to try to get like the most visceral noises, right? Like actually screaming, right?
Yeah,
Like
I think so, yeah.
we are interested in that recently with like songwriting, just like screaming for like the sake of actually screaming, you know, and like whatever happens afterwards, like it is what it is. Definitely won't be doing that live. Well, I guess what I mean is like for the Power Pleasure songs and what we already have recorded, like I'm not going to be doing that live. Like we probably have a show to play the next night. But like writing songs right now, we're kind of thinking about like that vocal styling and just like actually scream, you know, scream like it's real, you know.
Like rabid animal noises.
Yeah. We've been like testing new things out. It's tough. I lost my voice after that day. We were just like trying anything and anything, whatever.
Yeah, so are you going for, if like for future music or anything like that, are you going for more of an aggressive sound or more of a cleaner sound or a bit of both, or what's kind of like the approach for new music later on?
I kind of want to do just a Power Pleasure too. I want to do a better. I love Power Pleasure personally. I would like to do a better version of it. Again, like I'm not gonna lie, I really like what we did, and I think we have a lot of different influences, that just like a ton of different genres, but basically I think there are songs on Power Pleasure that are post-hardcore songs at their base, and then we sort of add a lot of weird synth, well, they're not necessarily weird, but we like a lot of synthesizer and like sound effects and whatnot. So I want to dial that up. I hope this isn't a tangent, but
no, go away. Not go away. Go away on a tangent.
So with Power Pleasure, like since it was our first full-length record and like kind of the most serious thing we any of us had done musically, it's kind of scary because you don't know the limits, you know. Like it was our first record, and we thought some of the lyrics were kind of out there. Like there's this part at the end of like a Fever Dream where there's a line about like watching the Goonies with your best friends, and then like your mom drags you out by your heelys. Like we weren't sure if that was like too much, but now that everything's done, I realized we didn't go far enough. I don't think we were scared, but it's hard to tell, you know. So one thing that I really want, and that will happen for the next LP, is that I want the synth sounds and sound effects to be more aggressive. I kind of want it to be kind of uncomfortable, like on the ears. Not gonna lie, like I want it to be I want a lot of them to be very tinny and percussive. Like even if it's something just like a piano or whatnot, I want it to be EQ'd in a way where like it sounds like someone like hitting like Slipknot when they hit the kegs, just like nah, 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 nah. Like I really want that. I'm a fan of things of that nature. I want to include songs like movies, just watching movies on LP2 as well. We have a couple that I guess I just have like more of like an indie sort of hue about them. So I guess that's what to expect, you know. And I think it's gonna rock, but it's gonna be kind of predictable.
That's all right. To be like, this isn't a slide on you or anything like that, but I absolutely love like just normal early 2000s new metal. Like that's right up my alley. So if you could hit that little niche, that'd be perfect.
I'll see what we can do.
Just this like basic formula, like intro, verse, chorus, breakdown, outro, right there.
I feel it because we have this joke in the band right now that like we're pretending. Actually, you know what? This is a joke in the band, but I'm not gonna put this on them. Like, okay. You know, this is a me thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, maybe they might share this, but I don't want. So I'll just say this as Tom. we have joked, and I don't know if they're laughing at me or with me, but we've joked about like not being very serious when we do LP2. Like instead of asking the producer like, oh, can you carve out some space here? Or like what would this add to the song? Should we retract, like should we take away from the song to we just want to go in and be like, oh, can you make that louder? Like, oh, can you make that better? You know what I mean? I just think it'd be really funny to just like have this big dumb brain energy where instead of trying to think this part doesn't sound loud, like why is that? Like that's like, you know, the approach we should take. Maybe it's because like there's something existing in that space or whatever. We don't want to think about that. We just want to tell the producer like just make it better, like just make it louder. First off, we want everything in the red. Just like I don't care how it sounds, just make it better, man. So
clip the fuck out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we hope that energy will give us something back. It's just like very energetic, you know. I don't know. That sounds fun to me, and I don't want to worry either. Like just so much worry about, you know, like mix notes and whatnot. And obviously we'll do what needs to be done, but I'm just really hoping we get in there. We're just like stupid brain, just like make bigger, make louder. I don't know.
Yeah. The more you like try and perfect something and make it like, oh yeah, you know, make this like 1 decibel higher, and or like we'll tweak this. You've spent like a year doing that and the song's still not done. And I feel like I'm trying to make music, and that is my like exact approach of like, oh, like I've got to fix this, and it's like just fucking release it, dude. Like
that's interesting. That's you know, we could talk about 4 hours, because I sort of agree, I sort of disagree. Like, you know, we can have like a 4-hour conversation about that. You know, I agree. There has to be a point where you know, just put things out. And that's something that Crush has done way better than anything I've ever been a part of before musically. Is just like back in the day, we needed like, I don't know why we did this, but if we were ever going to do a merch design, we were going to like post to social media, all of these things, like we needed every member of the band to like agree, you know, and just like really tiny things. And nowadays we just kind of trust each other more, and just like, you go ahead, do your thing, which has been beautiful. Not to like nitpick every like little thing like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like if you're just starting out with the band, you kind of want like to have your input, but then the more you see other people's input, you kind of like have that trust of like, oh yeah, no, I think Tom's gonna have a good idea, or I think Ethan's gonna have a good idea, like with the design or whatever for it. So yeah, you kind of get that trust as you like get to know the band a lot more and as you work together. So
for sure, Power Pleasure was the first effort of ours, like our group, that there was multiple songwriters, you know, like everything prior to that, like our bands and stuff was like just one person just doing everything, and then everyone just showed up to play it live, you know. So yeah, it's nice, it's good, like take a load off your shoulders, like trust people are smart, you know, like people know what they're doing.
Off the record, you kind of mentioned that Ethan was also like a songwriter and like helping contribute with writing and stuff like that. What are your sort of different approaches between like you and Ethan in regards to songwriting?
Well, Ethan is a lyrical genius, in my opinion. I think Ethan's lyrics are extremely strong, and we definitely come from different backgrounds, I believe. Ethan loves a lot of music. He's super well versed. He knows everything about music, and he knows a lot of the genres and artists, and he has an appreciation for music. He's more sort of the type of songwriter that knows chord names, and, you know, oh, where should this go next, and yada yada. But I think he and I have the same approach to songwriting, where he just goes at his house or wherever he is, gets his interface and writes a song. It's the same with me, you know. We just go our separate ways, and then we meet in the middle. And there's a couple songs on Power Pleasure where we collaborated. I believe we both kind of just have this post-hardcore love like in our veins, and we write a post-hardcore song, and then the two of us like add other influences that we like to them. So I guess it's similar in that regard, but I love Ethan. That's the best part about being in Crush, is I get to listen to his songs. You know, I get to sing on his songs. You know what I mean? I'm such an Ethan fan. So that's awesome. I love that part.
Yeah. What are some like bands that would you say like your biggest influence in regards to either songwriting or like making your songs trying to sound in that sound or like in that style? So
I Set My Friends on Fire is one of our band's favorite bands. The vocal stylings is just like I don't know. Obviously, a lot of us. Did you grow up with that band?
I didn't grow up with them, but I grew up watching Smosh, and they did 2 songs with the band, so that's how I know of them.
I think Sex Ed rocks. I think that song is so hard, and you know, I just feel like that song. I mean, it's probably because I grew up with it, that like I feel a type of way about it. But like, it's a joke song, but I just feel it inside me. Like whenever I hear that song, like I want to jump off like something very tall and like do a backflip or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
I love.
unironically goes harder than it should.
I know it's so hard, and so we love their vocal stylings and just kind of their zaniness and just how organic it is. I don't know, just like strange. I guess it's just like lightning in a bottle. I don't know. I still like their singles too. Like I still like the things they do nowadays. But so we like I Set My Friends on Fire. We like how their lyrics are zany, and we like the vocal stylings. And then bands like Silverstein and Census Fail.
I think I've heard of the first one. I haven't heard of the second one.
Wait, you've heard of Silverstein? You don't like know them well?
Maybe I'm thinking of a different band or a different name. I feel like that name rings a bell, but I don't know any
Wow.
other songs.
Wow, this is
How
crazy to me.
how obscure are they?
They're not obscure at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least over here, they're Canadian. That's crazy to me. Wow, that's so funny. Census Fail, like I sort of understand. When you think of like genres are like weird, because you can say a genre, you could say post-hardcore, and then it means like, does it mean mallcore? Does it mean like emotional hard? Like just there's a lot to it. You know what I mean? But
Use an umbrella.
Silverstein, yeah, exactly. Silverstein is one of the most commercially successful post-hardcore bands, like Hot Topic bands, I that I can think of. And I'm surprised you've never heard of them. But basically, the two of them are post-hardcore bands that we grew up listening to, and we love them. And then lastly, so you combine those two things, is the vocal stylings of I Set My Friends on Fire, which I want to do more of. We only touched on it briefly on Power Pleasure, but there's that, and then there's post-hardcore like Silverstein and Census Fail. And then lastly, like there's just like a lot of internet stuff that's happening nowadays that we want on the record. Like I don't know, just like memes are funny too. Like you see a funny meme on like your Instagram reel or something like that, and like it's like these little tidbits, just these little like instant gratification things that make you giggle. Like I want things like that on the record, like sound effects. I'm gonna spoil it. All right. So like, it's not that big of a deal. But if you go listen to like Soulja Boy, Crank That, or if you listen to early Britney Spears, they use this orchestra hit noise. Can you picture what? Can you hear it? Like
Yeah.
I want that all over our next record. I just think it's hilarious and just like so sonically pleasing. So yeah, just like little ear candy. A lot of it tends to be sound effects and like synthesis, but yeah, that's kind of the songwriting process, or like what a Crush song looks like, I guess,
Yeah, I really didn't mean to try and sound like a hipster or whatever. Like, oh, I only listen to obscure music. It's like if you're like, oh, have you heard of Green Day? And I'm like, oh, are they new? I've never heard of them. Like, is that
I cannot believe what you said. I cannot believe you haven't heard of those bands. Do you listen to any post-hardcore music? Like, do you know any of those older like 2000s post-hardcore bands?
I'm probably more out of touch with that. I feel like, because when I grew up, I very much listened to like 3 bands and then kind of like just more of that.
Who are they?
Mainly Seether, Green Day, and probably Project 86.
That's so cool.
Which
cool.
ones have you heard of? Obviously Green Day.
I've heard of all of them. I have a funny story about Project 86, but
I've actually interviewed him and met him, so what are you gonna say?
Oh, well,
Go for it.
Unfortunately, it's not very interesting. I don't really know their music. I don't know, but the first two I know, obviously. The Seether had that song that goes, "'Cause I'm broken." What a banger! Oh,
yeah.
Oof. And then obviously Green Day needs no introduction. But high school, one of my teachers used to work at Tooth and Nail Records.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he would just tell stories. I knew he was musically inclined and was into like screamy music and stuff like that. So like after school, like I would go like to this like office where all the teachers are at, and I just ask him questions about like music and being in a band. And yeah, he had mentioned Project 86 and told me to listen to them. I have listened to them. I don't really remember anything, unfortunately, but that's cool. So yeah, with your recommendation, I'll go check them out after this for sure.
Omni is like their newest album, and that's very like, it's very different to their other stuff in terms of like production and like heaviness. It's like a significant jump from their other stuff. He does more like guttural screams and stuff like that, whereas he used to do like more shouty, kind of like with your shouts and stuff like that kind of iconic, like, angry, yelly thing. But he goes into like proper screams in this new EP or this new album. So
check it out. Let's go.
yeah, so I think you mentioned before, but is there like that one band that like all of you in the band like all kind of like gravitated and kind of bonded over, like, oh, you like them as well? Like, is there that one band everyone loves?
Probably I Set My Friends on Fire.
Like, I've only listened to like 3 of their songs, 2 of which are from Smosh. So when you mention them, I don't know like how much of a deep cut that is, but I feel like the Smosh videos are very much a deep cut from like 2006 or whatever. Like, they're quite old.
And I don't even think we sound like them too much. Like, I think they were a lot harder than us, in my opinion. Like, I think a lot of people are shocked when they actually go listen to their first record, because it's like quite heavy. Like, but that's just what we bond over, you know? We like their energy and just kind of everything about them, and just like we all grew up on them. So that's the mission statement is like praise I Set My Friends on Fire, like do everything for them. But yeah, I mean, all that weird stuff happened with like Live Nation and when we were young fest. Oh, you know about that? Like, okay, this is my time to shine. I'm gonna brag right here.
Go for it.
So when we were young fest got announced, like people were sending it. Basically, they announced When We Were Young, which is this festival they had in Vegas, and the lineup was so it was just so perplexing that a lot of people thought it was fake for the first couple hours. It was basically like a lot of like these mall bands, you know, like there must have been a lot of reunions. I don't even remember. It was a couple years ago now, but I didn't go. But a lot of like post-hardcore and like scene and Hot Topic, like legends. Like, I don't know exactly who was on that iteration or that year's lineup, but like bands like Paramore and Fall Out Boy, like those are the type of bands that were playing this. I saw it and I was like, I showed my girlfriend and I texted all my buddies. I was like, how is I Set My Friends on Fire not on the festival? They're like the first band I think of when I think of this like MySpace era type music. And so I was texting everyone, because I would have gone if they did play. And so I'm texting everyone, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is so strange. Like, they have all these bands and you couldn't think of the first one. And then I Set My Friends on Fire, like a couple hours later, like then they posted about it and they were like, what the fuck? Why didn't we get an invite? It was this huge thing. And like, it was this really, really big thing, and the band like got like a second wind, and like they had a lot of eyes on them, and like I think they got reached out to actually play the festival because there was so much of a commotion about it, and they said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that they've been super in the headspace of people like for the past couple of years now, where I feel like things kind of died down. I've seen them live like a lot, and previous to that, like, you know, I don't know how big the shows were, but now I'm seeing videos and there's like a lot of people, so good for them. That's cool, you know? You saw the lineup, right? Like that festival in Vegas? Oh, really? Sorry, I don't mean to like blame you. Sorry.
No, go for it. No, because I also feel like because I'm in Australia, I'm like, why would I look at those concerts?
Yeah,
like, I'm not going to that.
Exactly.
The only one I did for that was Blue Ridge Rock Festival 2022. I saw the lineup and it had like all of my favorite bands but one. It was like 10 bands that I absolutely love. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to America and see that, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so cool. Was it your first time here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was very like sort of spur of the moment. Kind of freaked my dad out with how like badly planned it was, and one of the hotels I stayed in was not good, but like the festival itself was really good, and I like camped at the festival for 3 days, which I've never camped before, so I just like pitched a tent on my own and just met some new people there, and they were really cool and they were really helpful. So it's like I did it. I just kind of like went to America for 2 weeks, and like probably wouldn't do it that badly planned again, but I got to see my favorite band, so I'm happy.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Like, oh, that rocks. And like, if you get a lineup and it's like multiple of your favorite bands, oh, so nice. It's like such a shock when you see it. Like, what the hell?
I don't know how like massive these bands are, but it was like Seether were there, Project 86 were there, Dragged Under, Non-Point, Power Man 5000, yeah, Mudvayne and Slipknot. It's like, yeah, gotta see
So
them.
you love new metal, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like whenever you say you love new metal and someone's like, oh, do you know this band? It's like, oh, no. So you have to like give your new metal card back because it's like, oh, I don't know that band. Like, I'm not a huge Slipknot fan. I'm not a huge Korn fan, but it's like, I like other bands in the genre. Does that count?
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, growing up, I definitely liked a lot of Warped Tour bands and whatnot. Like, I guess that's how I call them, like bands that just like, perpetually played Warped Tour and whatnot, and like a lot of mall Hot Topic bands. But I knew of a lot of them, but I only listened to a couple. Like the ones I liked a lot. Yeah.
Is there like a particular song that has taken like the longest time from coming up with the idea and kind of like drafting it out to the actual release? Like, what's a song that's taken so long to kind of get released?
Everything that Crush does, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier about how you can't nitpick the music too much. Like, I feel like we didn't go through so many mix notes on our album, but all that stuff is like super old. Like those singles, we were sitting on them for years. Like we just took our time and just said like we'll do it when we want to do it. And so everything is very old, but not because it was hard. You know what I mean? That
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. My cat's in and he's trying to jump on me, so I'm trying to shoo him away.
I had to lock my cat out. What's his name?
Arrow.
Hi, Arrow. Hi. Oh, it's so sweet.
Sorry, we got a technical difficulty.
Don't worry about
it. All right. Sorry, as you were saying.
Basically, there were 2 songs at the studio that we were writing lyrics for there. Everything else was like completely done. Obviously, there were like tinier things that we did in studio. But the song A Change in Scenery and the song We Showed You the Gun, both, the lyrics were finished at the studio, which I didn't like. Like I didn't like writing them at the studio. I would rather have everything thought out. And I mean, it was a whole ass month that we were recording the record, so we had a lot of time. But those 2 songs were the songs that got finished last.
Oh, wow. Yeah, has there been a song in particular where you had the idea of it in your mind, but like it just took ages to kind of get it perfect, and like it took like a few retries and retakes and stuff like that until you actually like, this is exactly how I had it in mind?
Honestly, I don't think so. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if this is like a very like unflattering or like unmagical way to view the songwriting. I don't know if this like takes away the magic of it, but I feel like a lot of it is just like putting in the hours, at least for my demos. I don't know what Ethan does. Like, he just shows the whole song. He's like, I wrote this whole song, and then we're like, great, we love it. That's all I know about that. But at least with mine, I need to put in the hours to like, I guess, to finish the song. Like usually I guess I have an idea of what the song will be, and like actually getting on my laptop and like typing out the drums. This is just for the demos. Like everything in the studio is we do everything is like live, whatever, at the studio. But on the demo, like typing out the drums and like doing the little things like risers and like automating volume and whatnot. Like I feel like that stuff's is kind of important for demos, like just to get the point across to the guys. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to sound the best, but just like it's important to get the actual thought across. So I feel like that process is just like time consuming, and it's you're just like kind of fighting your computer to just like get it done. Like there's not really a song I can think of like on the record aside from the lyrics of A Change in Scenery and We Showed You the Gun. Aside from that, like it was just time consuming to like do everything on a laptop. You know, now that we're talking about it, maybe what we should do, we do pre-pro at the studio, but maybe we should do a pre-pro of our own where we get in a room and demo out every single song like live. You know, it doesn't have to sound the best. Like I don't have the best technical abilities as a producer, but like might be quicker, you know?
Yeah, like honestly, I definitely feel you in the sense of like trying to make the demos perfect, because that's kind of my problem where it's like I'm not happy with the drums or something like that, and it's like, well, it's the demo, like that's not going to be the kind of the final thing.
It's tough, but like you got to get away and like go breathe air and like refresh and be like, how can I do this? Like I know this song, I got this song in my head, it's a banger, how am I gonna get it across to people? And like that can be difficult, you know. We definitely are not the type of band, again, this is for me, this is me speaking, not Ethan, but I am not the type of person to pick up a guitar and like play aloud and be like and start writing and like think of a song.
Yeah.
It for me it's on the computer, unfortunately. Like I like will make a riff or something like that or think of a song topic and then build upon that. Gone are the days where I pick up the acoustic guitar and I write a meaningful song about like you were the color in my eyes or something like. No, unfortunately it's like typing, you know,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
My phone is full of videos of me like behind the register where it's gone quiet, just like humming a riff or a lyric and like quickly write this down. So yeah, my phone is just full of that, of me being like, probably try and make it heavier, do da da do da. Like it's just like little notes and stuff like that because yeah,
Voice memos, right?
Just video.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Well,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because it's easier, you just press a button and it's on. So yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I
Um,
think every artist like knows that, right? Like every artist has those black videos on their phone of just, you know, it's fun.
It's funny when like I'm trying to delete videos and there's some that are like 3 minutes long and it's just a black screen. And I'm like, I don't know what this was. Like,
Oh yeah, I know, right? And you don't want to get rid. You're like, there could be magic in there. I can't get rid of that.
yeah, like there you go. That's just me like collecting the trolleys while I'm singing a riff or something like that. Because it's like,
I love it.
that-
There's a
that's
banger in
definitely-
there.
What's
There's a
that?
banger in the video.
Thank you.
That video, I know it's somewhere in there. Please, like, you got to take the time and put that shit out. Let's go.
So what are some of the themes throughout Power Pleasure? Because I noticed a lot, there's a mention or multiple mentions of like a car crash or like preparing for the show. Like what are the overall, like the overarching stories of those recurring themes?
Those are definitely the two. Well, yeah, I agree with you. Those are the two like most reoccurring themes. So the car crash stuff is because I was in a car crash, like a very serious car crash, and so just naturally you just write about that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know.
Oh, you've been in a bad crash?
I'll tell you my story after yours. So
Well, that's all, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bring up anything that's like
no,
touchy or
it wasn't a bad crash. It was like everyone was fine. It was 100% my fault. But yeah, like if you want to tell me about yours, then I'll tell you my story. So my story.
I feel you. Luckily, we weren't injured, but yeah, it was just like it was you know, it's funny. I feel like I'm like in front of. I'm not. I know you're not judging me, but I feel like I'm in front of like I'm on trial and I need to tell everyone like it wasn't my fault. I promise you, it wasn't my fault. I was driving home like and it was pouring rain and basically I just like hit a bad patch, unfortunately, and hydroplaned. And but the way in which we did it was like spinning like a commercial or like a movie. Like it
like
wasn't just
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we careened. Ooh, that's a good word. I hope that's like the right of it. But like we careened into the divider in the middle, and like the car skid against it. And there's a lyric in No Lids about
Sparks flew through the window.
Yeah, where it's like her window was like down a little bit, and so like sparks were flying through it. And I had to look over in my passenger seat, just like I'm helpless, and I'm just watching like my girlfriend like just. Yeah, it's just really awful, and it's funny. No, I'm crying. Like, I'm thinking about it now. But like, so that is just like reoccurring over the album, and it's funny that you asked like a lot of great questions about what's the lifeblood of our band and what do we like and who's the band that we all. I haven't mentioned one because we sound nothing like them, but it's just like the band all of us love is Panic at the Disco. Their first record,
right?
Love that record. It might be my favorite record of all time. I'm not sure, their first record, but they do the whole like theatrical, like, oh, the show's about to start or the cabaret or the yada yada. Honestly, that's just another thing that's sort of ingrained in us. It's just like in our blood, and so we wanted our album to flow, and that's kind of an easy way to do that is to like have bits and pieces where you have someone who's like running around backstage trying to set everything up, yada yada. Some songs have those parts where we have like a vocal sample of someone talking about how the show is going wrong or things of that nature, but a change in scenery, that song is very much so about like the theater and like performing and going outside of yourself. And so yeah, those are really the only two reoccurring themes that I can think of.
Because that's, I don't know if it is, so correct me if I'm wrong, or if you don't want to give away the meaning of the song or anything like that, but that's what I think, like, No Lids, No Love and Dread It kind of is about. What I feel is the main focus of those songs, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what No Lids is about. Dreaded is about you are correct. It's about dying in your car, but in a good way. Like
Right.
we basically I'm so sorry if I'm just like talking too much or if I'm just like this is what
That's
about it.
the interview is just you talking, and that's fine. Like that's what I want. Like no one wants to see me talk for an hour, so
I do. We can just chill, you know. So Dreaded is the song on the record that is the most meaningful to me. Like some of it is just about like post-hardcore isms and just kind of the stuff we grew up with. But Dreaded is about basically I'm working a job somewhere and I'm afraid I didn't lock the door. I'm afraid I didn't turn off the stove or something like that, and that this building is burning down. And so you're so scared of these sort of things. And in the summer, it feels so nice to just let go. It's so warm and it feels like you're like engulfed in like a warm hug. And you may not be suicidal, like you may not want to kill yourself, but it just might feel good to just let go, just like let go to this feeling. And so that's what that song is about. And there's happier bits later in the song where it's more like in a major key, and that's kind of when you let go and you just like decide to close your eyes and you say like, I was stressed out, but summer has me feeling good, and it's really warm inside my car. So let's just like close my eyes and just like be done with everything.
yeah.
Which I really love that song, and I really love that it's the way it is. And those major key parts are obviously supposed to be like satirical. I don't know if satirical is the best word, but it's not supposed to be happy. Like
Right.
it sounds happy, it's in a major key, but it's about like passing on. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's not good. Like
It's such a like lovely sing-songy chorus about not knowing you were gonna die in the summer. Like it's such a weirdly joyful tone for the lyrics. So
yeah, we were kind of going for that, like kind of off-putting. Like it would be interesting. I've always wanted to do a video for that song, but it would be interesting if you put that part over what's actually happening, because it just like it would be very off-putting, you know. But
yeah.
I didn't know that I'd be dying in the summer. I should have known it happens all the time.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, I almost forgot that song is about like a car crash as well, you know. Damn, we're in cars a lot, right? Driving around all these places in these big ass machines.
With my car accident story, it was a lot less hectic than yours. However, I'm writing a song, or I've written a song about it, and I'm like dramatizing it up to 11. Like, so I finished my shift at like 9 p.m. and I just wanted KFC. And from where I live like 7-minute drive from work, and KFC is about 5 minutes from me. And we're at a red light. There was like 2 cars and a bus. The light went green. First car started going, the bus started going, and then I started going, but there was a ute or a pickup truck in front of me that didn't start going, so I just instinctively went, and because he had a tow bar, it just went straight through the front of my car. So we had to write it off.
Oh,
There's that thing where accidents always happen like 5 kilometers or however many miles from your house, and that was one of those things where after an 8-hour shift finishing at 9 p.m, just wanted some KFC, and then I had to deal with all that, and it's like, fucking.
That's super. I'm so sorry, but that's super interesting because yeah, there's a line in No Lids where like I was 5. Like I think the line is like I'm 5 minutes down the road. I was like super close to my house. I'm like really, like so close to home. Sorry, I'm on like a tissue box right here. I just hit the table so mad. Like why did all that have to happen? But yeah, I'm so sorry that happened, and it's scary, right? Like these are huge ass machines that we all just drive around. Like.
Sorry, do you want to hear the most interesting part of it?
Yeah.
I shit you not, the song I was listening to was Dread It.
No.
Yep, 100%.
I cannot wait to tell the band. Wow.
Oh my God. Like, I don't have the dash cam footage of it because with the way that the Bluetooth speaker plugged in, it plugged into the port that would have been the dash cam. So I was like, I'll just listen to some music. But if I had the dash cam, I would have shown you the video. It probably would have been embarrassing because I crashed a car and went, "Ugh!" But honestly, Dread It was the song that was playing, so.
This is so bad of me. Like, you were in an awful car accident, that sucks, but I wish I had that video. I wish I had someone listening to Dread It and getting into a car accident. Like, please, no one go make that. Like, no one
don't do it.
That video. But the fact that we share that experience, like, it's interesting. And yes, cars are scary. Like,
Yeah.
the big machine.
It was one of those things where it's like I you know, freaked out. I like we both pulled over. We like I paused the song. We both like, you know, shared insurance information and stuff like that. And then I went back to my like phone. I was like, oh, this was the song. I'll remember that. And then yeah, I was asking you for an interview, and I was like, I've got to tell him the story. Like,
I cannot wait to tell the band. Wow. It's so interesting. Like, the topic of the song. Damn. Wow. That's crazy. Life.
yeah.
I'm sorry that happened, but that's
That's
interesting.
all right.
Wow.
Thankfully, no one was injured, and his car was fine. So like, I didn't really have to pay anything out. So I did lose my car, but then I got one like a week later, and it's basically the same model. So everything worked out as good as it could have. So thankfully, no one
I'm
was
glad to
hurt,
hear.
and yeah, still alive to tell the story. The embarrassing story of me just going forward into a pickup truck. So the worst part is I didn't end up having KFC for dinner. So that really sucks.
Oh my god. That's the worst part. You should have treated yourself. You should have said,
I should have, yeah.
hey, I need this now.
It was on its last legs, and we were able to like slowly drive it home. And yeah, thankfully it was like 2 minutes away. But yeah,
We just both share very similar experiences of like getting in bad car accidents down the street from our houses.
yeah. Do you
Oh.
remember what the song was you were listening to, or was
Oh,
it
I don't
also
know.
Dread It?
That's funny. I don't know. I don't even remember when it happened. It was so long ago. It was obviously before. I think it was before any like Power Pleasure songs were written. But I don't remember what I was listening to. I was so close to home and I was tired. And
It wasn't an alligator this time, or
how'd you hear about that?
I do my
Wait, wait.
research.
Wait. Where the hell did I say that? That's crazy. I swear to God, I hit an alligator. Now I'll be like fully transparent here. Like, the alligator thing, I was very tired. I was young, and I was completely alert. I was I was alert enough to drive a vehicle. It was like one of the first tours I had ever been on. Like, I definitely ran over something. It wasn't a person. Like, I was like, it was definitely an alligator. I don't know, like, the height of whatever this thing was. Never mind, forget it. Like, I just back then I don't know where the hell you heard that. That's hilarious. This is like a Nardwar part. But like, I swear to God, like, I always told the band, like, I had definitely hit an alligator when we were down there. That's funny. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I forgot about that. I was aware. Unfortunately, it was a weird circumstance, but it was unavoidable. That alligator was very fast. And he just like, ran out into the road, and I don't know, to be honest with you.
So what are some things, aside from like, releasing new music and tours and stuff like that, what are some things that you would love to see, like, or what are some things on the band's bucket list, as, like, even for you, or if you know, like, what Ethan wants or Nathan or anything like that?
Just like long form content. I guess I just mean like music videos and like albums. And I guess to me nowadays it's kind of like that is a music video, that is an album. Whereas like, a lot of there's a lot of singles nowadays. There's a lot of short form content. We kind of like to focus on the longer stuff.
Yeah.
The thing I care about most is like writing an album. It's fun. Like, I like to write music, and so I like to write the music and go to the studio and record it, and I love all of that. It's probably my favorite part, and that's what I want to get out of this. Members of Crush have different degrees of how much they enjoy touring and want to tour. Everyone does enjoy touring, obviously,
Yeah.
but some people are more eager to. Some people in the band, that's like they're above doing a record. Like, they want to tour, they want to travel and play music live. I'm more of a home guy. I like to write the songs and stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would say like doing an album, just doing like a proper album is like our biggest goal and what we want to do.
Yeah. So this is a segment that I haven't done before, so if it's terrible, I apologize. Just a who would win, or which do you prefer? So, yeah, first one, who do you think would win out of Superman and Goku?
Unfortunately, I know very little about either of them, and I'm gonna say Goku, because what I do know is that I believe that you can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't every iteration of Dragon Ball, there's like a new form he ascends to, right?
Yeah. Not even
I know-
in the different series, but just in like the different arcs or something, there's always like the next thing, so...
And I know it must be the same for Superman. Like, I have like general knowledge of like his different forms, but Well, now I'm thinking about like weaknesses. Like I don't know Goku's weaknesses. I know. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and say Goku. Probably people that see this might be upset because I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just feel like I see Goku reaching greater heights and just continually like becoming the next Saiyan or something. No, I don't know. And there's definitely some like one-off like comic series where Superman like breaks the fabric of time. And, you know what I mean? Like that definitely exists. Sorry, I'm gonna say Goku. Like I don't really know.
That's right. To be fair, I would also say Goku.
Okay, cool.
I've got
Why is that?
Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. So yeah, big Dragon Ball Z fan.
Tell me, why would Goku beat Superman?
Yeah, like you said, I think he just has more like transformations and just kind of like has more of a fighting spirit than Superman. So I feel like he would be more compelled to win. Just because like fighting's his thing, and yeah, just like the transformations. And I don't know how like overpowered Ultra Instinct is, which is like the newest one. Yeah, like canonically the newest one that he has. So I don't know how that like goes against Superman's things, but yeah, I'm just again, I'm biased. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan and not a big Superman fan, so that part of me just will never say Superman.
I'm glad we agree. Let's go.
Who do you think would win in a race between the Flash and Superman riding a tricycle?
Well, I'm gonna
by the
say
way, these are very stupid questions, so...
No. I mean, like, I know that question has been posed in the past. Like, I don't know much about Marvel, but I know more about Marvel than DC, obviously, because of, like, the movies and whatnot. My buddy and I, we go, every Tuesday, we go to a movie. We've been doing it for, like, the past couple months. We just saw Captain America, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
I know that the Flash is, like, stopping time, going back in time, all of this and whatnot. I know Superman probably could do that, but I'm just gonna say the Flash because I know that he does that, and I don't know much about Superman's ability to traverse time. It's interesting that I'm making these decisions right here. I'm answering your questions, but I don't really know. Isn't that funny? Like sometimes in life you just gotta like take a stance and just say, this is what I believe, but fucking
Friends or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
You lost me.
But I don't know. I don't know what I like. Like I don't know what I do with my life because I don't watch either of them. But I have a respect for Seinfeld.
I respectfully disagree, but to each their own.
Sorry, it's funny because if you wanted to fight with me about it, I'd be like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
You just be like,
I don't know what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like. I don't really watch TV.
Green Day or Blink-182?
Blink-182. That's easy for me. I just saw them recently. They were amazing. They were incredible. I saw Blink-182. I thought they were incredible. I got a free ticket to go see them. So like I know like 10 songs, you know what I mean? Like I know all the hits, but I thought they were really, really great. My mom took me to see the American Idiot tour when I was like super young. She was like instrumental in like showing me off to music. I luckily got to see a lot of those really cool albums back in the day just because of her. But I'm gonna pick Blink-182 because I feel like they have more of that emo thing going, which is pretty badass. And they wrote I Miss You, which is like the greatest song of all time. Please explain why Green Day is better.
Just because I didn't get into Blink-182 until recently, so I just grew up on Green Day, so that's pretty much my answer, just because I'm much more familiar with their music, so...
Fair.
Yeah, kind of like with Friends and Seinfeld, like I've never really seen an episode of Seinfeld, but yeah, like I've got One More Time and I've listened to that, and I've listened to, like you said, the hits and stuff like that, but yeah, just because I grew up on Green Day, it's hard to move away from that, so very, very nostalgic.
It's tough to put these bands against each other when you have one that's like your baby, you know?
Yeah, well speaking of, Dim the Lights or The Worst of Us?
That's funny. So, I'm gonna pick Dim the Lights because that was like my first more serious band, I guess. That's where like I met a lot of people and whatnot. It's funny that you know about Dim the Lights. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because the band that we were speaking about earlier, that first one, that's not even Dim the Lights. That was after Dim the Lights. So, I'm gonna pick Dim the Lights. The Worst of Us, that was a band from back in the day. Like way back in the day. Like, how old am I? I'm like 28. So I just turned 28. That must have been like over like 10 years ago or something. Like over 10 years ago, just like playing local shows and meeting people. I met people in The Worst of Us. There's been like a zillion iterations of that band. there's like the people that were in the Worst of Us are still making music today.
Oh wow.
But they've just gone through like a zillion different bands and whatnot. And like I've known a lot of the people that have been in the Worst of Us. It's probably been like 20 people that have been in that band. It's crazy. But I'm gonna pick Dim the Lights because that was my baby, you know.
Was Nathan in The Worst of Us, or was he in Dim the Lights as well?
I think he was in the Worst of Us. I was in a band with Nathan, like a sort of like, I don't know what genre it is, like metalcore, deathcore, I guess. I was in a band with Nathan, but was he in the Worst of? I think he probably was. Probably was, yeah, because everyone was in that band. Like South Shore, Massachusetts, there was this venue called 365, and I met a lot of people there, and like there was a, I guess like a metalcore, deathcore thing type going. It's hazy now. I'm getting older, you know.
Crush Plus Plus, or and I'll redact the name in edit.
That's funny. Or maybe, you know what? I'll let you decide. Maybe people are gonna find it anyways. I'm gonna pick Crush. Was my outlet, whereas Crush is more sort of getting the things done that I want to get done, like writing the type of music that I grew up on. Was more of an emotional like outlet. But I'm gonna pick Crush because I can still be emotional in Crush and be like more. I don't have to be dictated by like emotion for every song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna pick Crush.
That's all I have for who would win. So what did you think of that segment? Should I do it in other interviews or?
I want to think of one for you.
All right.
But it's hard to just come up.
Yeah, just
It's hard to come up.
improvise a trivia question or something.
Are you like well versed with? Would you say that you are a cinephile?
Less with like bigger like, and not in a hipster way, but like I like a lot of just lesser known B grade shitty horror movies.
But have you seen Nosferatu?
I haven't. I've heard a lot of like hype and praise around. Don't roll your eyes. I've heard a lot of like praise and hype around it.
Please, oh my god, what are some of your favorite, like you say, like these B horror movies? Like what are you talking about?
The Loved One. It's not like a shitty B grade horror movie, but it's like a lesser known Australian horror movie. The Loved Ones. The plot of that is essentially a girl asks a boy to prom. He says no because he's going with his girlfriend, so she kidnaps and tortures him.
Jesus, is it like funny or is it just brutal the whole time?
There's like, because it also like it cuts back and forth between him and like the prom, and the kind of like comic relief is at the prom, like with his mate getting stoned and stuff like that. So it's like there's a bit of tension easing in there, but the A plot is that kind of torture porny. So
Jesus Christ, yeah, I have to stay away, unfortunately. Like, I won't try to make the story too long, but have you ever heard of this movie called Antichrist with Willem Dafoe?
no.
So that band that Nathan and I were in, we were on tour, and I was just like, I had never seen like a bad movie. What I mean by bad is like a movie you're not supposed to watch. Like,
Right.
the two I can think of are, what's it, Salo? Is that the name of that one? And in a Serbian film.
I've heard of
you
Serbian film, yeah. I haven't seen them, but I know that kind of what you're going for, yeah.
Exactly. Like they're just like the most edgy movie. Like they're always on those lists, and like you're not supposed to watch them.
Top
And,
5
like,
band movies kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's not something I'm interested in, but I wanted to, like, if people are saying like, oh, these really push the limit, like they're like hard to watch and stuff like that, I'm like, it makes me curious. I'm like, what's going on in these movies? So I found a list. And I was just scrolling, and I found this movie called Antichrist with Willem Dafoe, and I was like, "Well, he's like an A-list actor. Like,
Yeah.
This is probably a pretty safe one to pick." It was just a lot. It was a lot. There was like a lot of like mutilation and stuff like that. I'm like, oh god. Like,
Yeah.
I watched that. I was like, I don't think this is for me. Like, I'm not gonna watch movies like this anymore. But it is what it is. Dude, thank you so much. I'm so glad we got to talk. Like, we talked to each other, and I love that. Like, I didn't feel like I had to be like uptight about, like, talking to someone. Like, it was just nice that we could have a conversation. So thanks, dude. Like I said earlier, like, I don't really have anything that I want to plug, because Fresh, we're trying to take our time. When things are ready, they'll be ready. We do have a remix coming out this Friday, so I don't know, it's your video probably won't be done by then.
It's probably out, yeah.
Oh, it will be?
Oh no, like
Oh,
the song will be out, yeah.
We're collaborating with a YouTuber, actually. His name's sorry, is this technically a plug? I mean, I don't think so, because it's on the song. So if people go find it, they'll find it one way or another. His name's Underbelly. He has a YouTube channel called You Suck at Producing. So this is the first time we've ever done that, like collaborated with another artist. Like his name will be on the song. He did a remix of No Lids. So that'll be it. Yeah, I think it's amazing. He killed it. And he made a whole ass video like explaining like how he did it and whatnot. That he'll post to his channel. That was really sweet of him. We didn't even ask him to do that. So
thank you so much for doing this interview. I had a lot of fun, had a lot of a lot of interesting answers, and a lot of interesting conversations. So really enjoyed it, and looking forward to posting this and spreading the word of potential Crush Plus Plus music and just the band itself. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this, man.
Hey, this is Chuck Green from Dead Rising. You keep watching Kyle Evans. This guy rocks. And don't forget to bring your Zombrex. Come visit me on Instagram. Chuck Green out.